So the Tesla Model 3 has quite a lot of common problems. That's because there are quite a lot of cars bought. So cars sold in the US and all over the world. So people tend to complain. And that's why on the internet you can find a lot of information about the common problems. But fortunately, these cars are not that problematic. So when you take the most expensive parts like drive motors, like the battery pack, it's not a problematic car. So there are EVs of other brands with much more problems with them. So Tesla Model 3 is relatively reliable. Yes, it faced a lot of issues. It had a lot of issues with some minor problems, but you need to understand that the more cars the manufacturer sells on the market, the more complaints you get. And so everything you read on the internet should be taken with a pinch of salt. So basically, one of the most common issues that is actually common with these cars is suspension. Suspension is a little bit clunky. Suspension may require repairs once every year if you live in a place in an area with bad roads. I live in Ukraine, and Ukrainian roads are awful now. And as you understand, we repair this Tesla Model 3 a lot, Tesla Model Y and Tesla Model 3 a lot. So suspension needs a lot of attention, and all ball joints just go out in a year. So every year we have to invest money in that. If you live in Europe, if you live in the USA, probably the roads are better, and so you have much fewer problems with the suspension. But still, even the US users have a lot of issues with suspension, so it's not of the highest quality, let's say. Then overall assembly quality, it's not bad if compared with price competitors. But when people buy Tesla, they somehow expect a luxury car, so they expect it to be a little bit more of high quality. But I would say that the plastics here are quite soft. I wouldn't say they look bad or something, but there are a lot of complaints that after 3 years of use you get plastic panels squeaking and you get some noises in your car, and you have to go to the dealership and repair all that, and it costs a lot of money. So yeah, I would say this is a common problem. If you expect a luxury vehicle from your Tesla Model 3, maybe this will be a problem for you, because yeah, it has some issues with the materials, it has some issues with the assembly, but I wouldn't say they are major and they are worth considering if you are buying a used Tesla, for example. Then I will also say that 12-volt batteries in these cars are not the best, especially if it's lead-acid batteries that were installed before 2023, if I'm not mistaken, 2024 maybe. After that, they started using lithium-ion batteries that are a little better. But if you have a lead-acid battery, it's probably small. It's smaller than the battery in the ICE vehicles. It's quite small, but it powers a lot of functions in your vehicle, so it has a lot of draw. And if it's a simple lead-acid battery, it will die in 2 or 3 years, and every 2 or 3 years you will have to replace it. But it's not the biggest problem because the battery is not that expensive. The biggest problem is that you will see a lot of warnings, a lot of glitches in your car when the 12-volt battery dies, and you may not be able to start your vehicle. So it's not always obvious that the 12-volt battery is dead. And while it's a very cheap repair, so you can buy a new lead-acid battery for $100, $150 and just install it on your own, you still don't know for sure. So there is no way to you check easily, and your car doesn't tell you 12-volt battery is dead, please replace it. In some cases it can actually, there is such a message, such a warning in these vehicles, but in a lot of cases you will just see glitches, you will just see problems, and then you will call the service, and then you will spend your time. And this is the biggest problem. Somehow, if they would detect the 12-volt battery degradation earlier than it starts causing problems, it would be much better. So I believe this is a common problem. You just need to know about that. Then the next issue is the HVAC system, so heater and air conditioner system. Somehow Tesla replaces a lot of parts in these systems, so AC compressors, heaters, electrical issues, electrical wiring, and there are a lot of problems with this under warranty. So the problem is, if you're out of the warranty, it will cost you a fortune to repair the HVAC system in these vehicles. And also you can get into troubles if you are living in a cold area like in Canada and you're driving in winter and the heater stops working. There are a lot of cases when this happens, unfortunately, and on one of my YouTube channels I get a lot of comments saying that this is a common issue, but unfortunately there's nothing much you can do, so you just replace the broken parts in the dealership and that's all. Now when it comes to the HV battery, so high voltage battery, a lot of people on the internet will tell you that it's not a good brand. The Tesla is not a good brand for batteries because they tend to degrade for 50,000 miles, or they have issues with connectors, these pyro fuses. Yes, they really have issues, but the number of these issues is smaller than in other car manufacturers. So I wouldn't say high voltage battery is a common problem of Tesla. They had different types of batteries. Now I'm sitting in the Tesla Model 3 2022 2022, and it has the LFP, so lithium ferrum polymer battery. And the majority of other years will have lithium ion battery packs, and they are all good. So they can last 300,000 miles. There are examples of that. They will degrade, of course, like any battery, but there are not so many cases when Tesla replaces battery under warranty. I mean, for one single dealership, it may be a lot of cases, but if you divide the amount of cars, the number of cars that are on the road to that number of cases, is just nothing. So the batteries are quite reliable, I would say. So overall, I have quite a lot of experience with these vehicles and I can recommend them. I do think that they are really reliable, and even though they have some common issues, they are not expensive usually because a lot of things are covered under warranty, and they are not that hard to repair because I also have experience with other electric vehicles, and I would say that Japanese, Korean electric vehicles, they have much more issues, much more common problems that are harder to locate and repair.